The mansion was a labyrinth of luxury. Marble floors, glittering chandeliers, and walls lined with priceless art. Sons of billionaires often had the world at their feet, but Leo, heir to the Crossfield Empire, had a peculiar way of choosing companions. He rejected every maid who applied to serve his household, dismissing them with a cold, practiced smile. Except her. Amara, a young, diligent maid with a calm confidence, caught his eye. Her hands were steady, her gaze unwavering, and, unlike the others, she didn't fawn or pretend to be someone she wasn't. Leo found himself intrigued, almost reluctantly impressed. He allowed her to serve, watching her move gracefully through the grand halls, handling tasks that would overwhelm anyone else. Days turned into weeks. Leo's curiosity grew. Why did he feel drawn to her? She spoke little of herself, and yet her presence seemed to light up the mansion in subtle ways he couldn't explain. One night, as he passed the servant quarters, he noticed her in the dim light reading a worn journal tucked under her arm. Something in the pages made her eyes glimmer with tears, but she quickly hid it when she sensed him. Leo's interest shifted to concern. He began to observe her more closely, learning small details, a scar on her wrist, an old photograph tucked into her apron, a faint accent that hinted at a faraway land. The shock came weeks later when he discovered her secret. Amara wasn't just a maid. She was the daughter of a fallen tycoon, someone whose empire had been wiped out in a scandal that Leo's father had a hand in. She had chosen to serve not out of necessity, but as a silent act of courage, and perhaps revenge. Leo was stunned. The woman he had admired, the one he had trusted implicitly, carried a past tangled in power, betrayal, and survival. His feelings swirled between admiration, guilt, and the realization that nothing about her was ordinary. Yet, the more he learned, the more he realized her strength and integrity far surpassed the wealth and influence he had ever known. She had chosen her own path, and in doing so, she had changed the course of his life forever.